What is up, bros? Me, Josh here. In today's video, I'm going over a pretty nice Montana game we had the other day, and mainly talking about kind of high-tier battleships right now. Uh, Recently, I've been seeing, and I think this has to do a lot with the Yamamoto campaign. Next step being kind of like a cruiser one with some battleships being done, and then CVs and that kind of stuff. So the campaigns are really affecting, I think, the amount of battleships in game. And this one's kind of normal, kind of a normal loadout with 4 battleships on each side, 5 battleships on each side. But I've been seeing some games where there's a lot of DDs, especially when we're coming up to this last one where it's going to be pretty DD heavy. A lot of people trying to get that kind of stuff done. Now it's a battleship heavy one, so it's been a little different recently, but the high tier, at least for me in my play, the high tier battleships have been really interesting. I think that's to do with a lot of the ship behind me, which is the Conqueror, and affecting kind of high tier battleship gameplay. And I don't know if this is gonna be kind of a rant video or what. I'll go over this pretty damn nice game we had here as well, but just really kind of high tier BBs have been super weird, and I feel like the play has really gone downhill recently, and maybe it's just affected because of just because maybe the lack of battleships in high tiers kind of recently. And this Arpitago is going to try his best at not being a typical Arpitago, and we're going to give him a nice little welcome party. I am trying to get Devastating Strike, so I was super bummed I didn't get a Devastating Strike on that, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway, so whenever I stream, I kind of play. If I lose because of CV, I go and play Saipan. And if I lose because of battleships recently, I would go and play the Montana. Because I think the Montana is still a really good battleship. I think it's been kind of made fun of for a long time, even before they buffed it, changing where the Citadel was and that kind of stuff. I thought the Montana was still one of my favorite battleships. It was my first tier 10 I ever played. It was my first tier 10 in closed beta. And it's still, to me, I think it's still the best cruiser killer. I think it's up there, well, maybe against the Conqueror, for the best destroyer killer. It has the best AA. This thing is just such a beast, and I really enjoy this ship, and I love rocking the Magic School Bus camo with it. We're gonna give this Kerfus a nice little hit right here, but I think the only reason I'm not shooting at the destroyer, that's one thing too I kind of want to bring up, and I didn't want to sound hypocritical, but honestly, I feel like battleships now, the ones I've seen, are going back to kind of old school stuff of not shooting at destroyers. And I feel like the target selection has just been terrible recently. I don't know. It's the battleships that I have been seeing, unless if they're like known, I've known them or something like that. You just like, almost like can't rely on them. I don't get it. I think the old thoughts of battleship versus battleship, a lot of people will only do that. They'll only like hit battleships if they're in a battleship. It's really interesting, and I don't know what it is recently, and I think it's because partly to do with the Royal Navy battleships, and one thing I talked about on my stream yesterday is how the Royal Navy battleships are actually affecting, I think, overall battleship play in a negative way. And what I mean by that is, just as you can see right there, he's shooting HE, which is fine, right? That's the ammo you're supposed to be shooting in the Conqueror. It's very effective. You might as well. Has insanely high alpha damage, has insanely high HE chance, fire chance, relatively good reload. But a Conqueror, in my opinion, in the Royal Navy battleship line, it doesn't teach you really to play a battleship, because I mean, it is a battleship line. You're queuing a battleship versus a battleship, but I mean, how many battleships are you seeing right now that are shooting HE because of it? It's kind of crazy. You know, when the German battleships came out as a CC myself, I'm just hitting really hard right now. As a CC, I never recommended the German battleship line because the line didn't teach you how to play battleship. It didn't teach you the right way, because there's no, the citadels are there, but they're not easy to hit. And I didn't recommend the German line because they didn't really teach you that if you go broadside, you're really going to be punished. You know, if you know, you're not going to get citadeled like you would, let's say, if you're playing a Bismarck against like a North Carolina. You're going to get punished more for going broadside North Carolina, because they do get citadeled. Right here we get a little, I was going to put a shot on that again, but we kind of run into a little situation right here. I wasn't exactly sure what this Missouri was going to do. I was hoping you turn broadside like most Missouris kind of do right now. I know there's one CC that always says it's always in Iowa. It's always in Iowa that you can't really trust on. But this guy actually ended up playing this right. We got some terrible dispersion. But recently, though, I've been seeing that, like, let's get back onto the Royal Navy Battleship. I'm gonna get kind of sidetracked and kind of get all over the place. Just I feel like high tier gameplay has been really bad, but with the Royal Navy line, I don't recommend it. It's a good line. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the King George tier 7. I'm enjoying the Monarch sometimes at tier 8. It's very bipolar for me, and let's actually just watch this ram really quick because I was super bummed. I was hoping my Zao behind me would make a play and get the torps off, but in my head right now I'm freaking out doing the math, and I'm like, wait, I'm gonna survive this. So there we go. It was dead hard. I don't get it that much. I don't run the flags, but we did dead hard it, and the best thing is we can kind of repair most of that damage, which we're gonna be able to do. But I was hoping to not get absolutely destroyed and hopefully not get lit on fire by this gosh darn Ibuki that we know from the stream. But yeah, anyway, I think Royal Navy battleships they don't teach good battleship play. You don't really ever see a Conqueror pushing because they can't, which is kind of the role, right? When you break it down, you have the destroyers are going out there spotting the torpedo, you have the cruisers hitting the destroyers and lighting things on fire, and you have the battleships going out tanking. And with you have a Conqueror, the Conqueror can't do that. It doesn't have, it has the heals, it has all that kind of stuff, but you have a low detectability, you have a high rate of fire, you have a fire chance. Why go brawl with a curve first, if or anything? Why push in when you can stay at a long range away and still do an insane amount of damage because you have a 60% fire chance and one of the lowest dispersions? You're almost as stealthy as some of the cruisers. I don't get this line. I don't get why it's played like this. I like uniqueness in this game, but I don't like that the Royal Navy Battleship line kind of rewards you for playing a line or a ship incorrectly, because battleships should be shooting AP. Now, the Royal Navy line absolutely rewards you for knowing which type of ammos. So a good Conqueror is going to benefit from shooting HE in the right situations, but it's going to benefit even more for shooting AP in the right situations. How many Royal Navy battleships are you seeing that are just shooting HE? That's all they shoot, no matter what, no matter how close they are. So if you are a decent player, you have a chance of doing a ton of extra damage and really effective damage. But battleships really aren't an HE class. The HE ammo should be there for a reason, but I don't think it should be there for your main reason, for your main ammo. I really don't think it should. And what does it do? The Conqueror has no reason to push, so what does that do? It spreads the game out. It spreads it farther apart. It doesn't incentivize, pushing in and being aggressive. These slow games. I mean, I don't know how many Conquerors I see that are at the end of the game, they're full life. They're on the J line. And yeah, they got Wither and they got, 100 whatever thousand damage. But were they super effective? Probably not. And I feel like that line really is kind of messing with a lot of players in the way that it's confusing. It's basically it's been the Conqueror's been labeled this Mega Zao, and it really is. It's a cruiser, and I think some of the middle parts of the line really kind of show off what the line can do. I think the Monarch's pretty balanced. The King George as well. I think those ships are good battleships. I do. They play their role very well. They can still do a decent amount. But then you get into the Conqueror, and it's just like, why did they make it so exponentially weird? I don't know the right way to say it, but they made it so weird. They made this line that is a battleship line that's known for HE. And the thing about the middle tiers, the tier 7, the tier 8, you're really, really good at... The AP is also solid. Queen Elizabeth at tier 6, the AP is solid. It's basically a war spite. And you get to the King George, and you get kind of this weird identity crisis of, should I shoot HE, should I shoot AP? But the HE isn't this, isn't as insane. And then you get to the kind of Lion and the Conqueror at tier 10, and you just go, why shoot anything else? Nothing else benefits me if I can just shoot HE, get 10,000 damage a salvo, 1+ fires each salvo. Why shoot anything else? And I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of these ships. I feel like they are dumbing down the class a little bit, you know. And the thing is too, you're going to be teaching people who are coming into this game, it's the new line, and they're going to go right into playing battleships who are purely spamming HE. Purely spamming HE. Because why? Because that's the way to do it. What's the easiest sign of seeing if somebody is a bad or a new player when they first start? Bad's not the word, new and inexperienced, I guess. Is a low tier battleship just shooting HE because they don't know any better, right? As a low tier player, they don't know where to shoot AP on certain ships to do max damage. They don't know where to shoot HE, and fires are very. It's easy. It's just easy. I don't know why. I feel like the Conqueror and all that kind of stuff is just taking skill out of the game, and I don't know why they would kind of promote that. You know, I don't know why they would make a line focused around just H1 ammo. Just do that. That's all you need to do. It's very, very confusing to me. And I hope they change it. I mean, if you have the Conqueror, screw it. Why not? Play it before it gets nerfed. I'm willing to bet that thing is going to get, I wouldn't say nerfed to the ground, but it's definitely going to see some changes because it's just too strong right now. It can be kind of, you know, depending on how it's played, it can be kind of uneventful, but it's just kind of boring. It's a cruiser. That is 100% a cruiser, and it's a cruiser in a battleship queue. It really, really is. It's very strong. You want a good one on your team, but honestly, if things need to get aggressive, you know, you're still gonna want a Yamato, a Montana, a Curfirst on your team when you need that miracle push. You can't rely on a Conqueror for that miracle push. You can rely on a Conqueror for burning down things from range and absolutely just dunking on people. And we've kind of gotten away from this game a little bit, and so not too bad for surviving a ram for almost all of my life. And lots of torpedoes everywhere. And I hate cyclone games. Just gonna throw that in there. Not the biggest fan, but overall we had a pretty solid game. We're almost 180k. But I mean, I guess this is kind of like my rant. I've been talking about doing one on stream for a little bit, and it's just, you know, am I going to play the ships? Of course I'm going to play them. Am I going to, you know, it's just when I was playing the ships early, I just don't get the point. That's what it's going to go back to every time. I just don't get why. Why is this a thing? Why do we need HE spamming battleships in the game? I mean, why do we need something that's going to make the game slower? If I'm a Yamato or something else too, I'm not going to push into a Conqueror. It's just going to burn me down. So anyways, guys, I don't want to rant for too long. I just want to kind of show you this pretty nice game we had. We survived a ram, but I guess it was about time I needed to do a little bit of a rant here on the Royal Navy Battleships, and I guess that's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the Royal Navy Battleships, the line, the Conqueror, the entire line in general, and HE Battleship, I guess, kind of meta. Especially with clan battles coming up with one battleship. Is it worth taking anything other than a Conqueror with a bunch of Zhaos and Moskvas and just burn everything to the ground, watch the world burn? It gets me a little bummed out as being a long-term warships player that we're getting into this just HE spam life. You know, if it's you know, go with it, I guess, follow the lead. But I don't know if I really want to. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys, I don't know, let me know if you agree, disagree in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of the line. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.